Bay Pacer, Loco Flyer 3 deep on the back of Apache Dart, followed by Royal Command, Chief Band, and then winner Chip Finnegan's Bluff, and that long break to the steward. Ardent de Jour in front at the 300 metres mark. I'm a Hillview needs an out from Apache Dart. Sir Addenham gone. Loco Flyer to the outside, and Royal Command very deep on the bend. Ardent de Jour kicked at the top of the lane. He's 2.5 in front of I'm a Hillview. Then Pacer and Apache Dart. Ardent de Jour in front past 100. Thomas goes for him now. He's holding I'm a Hillview, and Ardent de Jour's too strong. Ardent de Jour wins. I'm a Hillview second. Third, Pacer just in front of Chief Bandon. Then Apache Dart, Royal Command and Loco Flyer. Winner Chip, I'm a Bay, Sir Addenham, Finnegan's Bluff, and the steward, a long last of all. The last favourite home, Ardent de Jour. 2:38.3 is the overall time. 2:38 and 3/10. Ardent de Jour, number 7. 2:35 for the win and $1.35 for the place. Given Thomas gave him full bore at the 100 metres mark, and he responded. He safely held I'm a Hillview, and Pacer will be third. So Ardent de Jour, number 7, 2:35 and $1.35. These are the approximate divvies.
Ross and Steve from the Golden Trout Resort and Conference Centre on the Pondage at Eildon. We have a fully equipped conference room, 45 motel units, excellent water skiing, and our hotel facilities are the best in the area. Eildon Weir is well known for its fishing, so when you are next in the area, come in and join us for a nice cold drink and throw a rainbow trout on the barbie.
Maitland Dividend, and she's just back from Queensland. Neville, do something with her. Tie her up, will you? Tie her up. Here's Peter Smith, Globe Derby.
And quickly, has no trouble in finding the lead. Way pretty well, Oriana Skipper. Mutineer goes forward. Have a Star drives up behind the leader. Mr. Director's going to have 2 behind it, and they are Dandaloo Julie and New Kid in Town easing back to the tail. Well, round the first turn they run, and the leader is Marsada by a couple of metres. Mutineer, which sat outside of Tip Top Prince and beat him home on Monday. It runs second. I should say you have a Star on the back of Marsada. Oriana Skipper's fourth, 1-1. On its back, Mr. Director. Then New Kid in Town, and last of all, Dandaloo Julie. Down the straight they race this time. They've got just over 2 to run, and the favourite Marsada led. 4 metres Mutineer. Have a Star behind the leader. Oriana Skipper 1-1. Getting up along the rails, New Kid in Town. This relegates Mr. Director to second last, and last Dandaloo Julie. Now they've only run 48.9, so they haven't gone quickly, especially for this class. And as they race into the back straight, it's Marsada the favourite, getting a fairly easy run in the early part. Although they're not going that slowly now. Mutineer's on the outside second. Have a Star behind the leader. Oriana Skipper fourth. Down on the inside, New Kid in Town. Mr. Director's going to have the job to do, because I'd say they're going to sprint home pretty quickly. And the same can be said for Dandaloo Julie at the tail. They leave the back straight now. A lap and a half to run. And the pilot is Marsada. Led 3 metres in second, placing Mutineer. On the rails behind them, Have a Star with a nice run. They went 32.8 for that quarter, so it's really not that quick. On the outside, Oriana Skipper, then New Kid in Town covering it up in turn, still Mr. Director, and Dandaloo Julie's trying to get Mr. Director moving from the tail. Down the straight they race, and he speeds up a little on Marsada. It's 3 metres in front of Mutineer, which is still going pretty well. On the rails, Have a Star's had a great run, covering it Oriana Skipper, then New Kid in Town, he's saving Mr. Director. They sped up to 31.1 that quarter, and still Dandaloo Julie whips them in. They pace into the back straight now with around 600 to run. Marsada 2 metres clear of Mutineer. Still Have a Star goes well behind them. Oriana Skipper fourth now. Mr. Director comes out 3 wide. He's trying to get it past Oriana Skipper. He'll do so. And then New Kid in Town. Dandaloo Julie follows Mr. Director. Past the 400, Marsada a metre clear. Mutineer's almost on terms. Mr. Director out 3 wide. In the centre, Oriana Skipper. There's no run for Have a Star. And then Dandaloo Julie out wider from from New Kid in Town. Marsada still led. Mutineer trying hard, looking for a split. Have a Star. Then Oriana Skipper, Mr. Director, can't run a place. In the straight, still Marsada. Mutineer is raising the big effort, trying to go between them. Have a Star. Mutineer goes to the lead. Have a Star late. Mutineer just. Mutineer's just got there. Have a Star, something beaten second, and Marsada third in a three-way go. Then New Kid in Town. Next along, Oriana Skipper, Mr. Director, and Dandaloo Julie.
Thank you, Pete. That was a good finish, wasn't it? And it's a photo for sure. Peter's called them 5, 1 and 2. Mutineer from Have a Star and 2 Masada. A very good finish to the program of harness racing tonight at Globe Derby with the Jocks Regret Stakes, and we'll flash up that result as soon as it's semaphore on course. Moonee Valley Race 9 and Kefalin Kim 6s, Warmanbo 30, Fancy's Queen 5. Odds on now, Grain Store Flyer 6 to 4 on. Bowers Best 12, 8 to 1 Risen Star. Twinkle Orange. Now Brian Markovic, the last race, Moonee Valley.
Set. Green lights on there racing. Fancy's Queen away quickly with Warmanbo. They're both looking for the lead. Grain Store Flyer is 3 out. Just in behind them, Risen Star, Twinkle Patron. Out very wide is Vicky Caramar. In behind them came Rabbit Lass, followed by Kefalin Kim. Third last, Regal Hyde. Second last early is Ryle Elite, and 4 metres away, Bowers Best. On the turn in the first circuit, Warmanbo in front from Grain Store Flyer, tackling it for the lead and looks like getting there. Vicky Caramar is the widest runner. Then Kefalin Kim back on the fence. Fancy's Queen the outside. Risen Star posted deep as Grain Store Flyer leads. Vicky Caramar on the outside, driven for dear life, is trying to head off Grain Store Flyer 2 circuits out but can't. 5 or 6 metres away, Rabbit Lass. 6 or 8 metres to Ryle Elite. Then Regal Hyde. Second last, Twinkle Patron. And back on the rail is Bowers Best. Grain Store Flyer kept out Vicky Caramar. Out of the straight the first time towards the 1600. Off the track still is Risen Star making ground. Then Fancy's Queen, 5th on the outside of Warmanbo. 4 metres to Rabbit Lass on the outside of Kefalin Kim, who's having a nice run. 3 back on the rail. Risen Star draws up on the outside of Grain Store Flyer at the lap and a half. Rabbit Lass now 4 back on the outside. 4 metres to Regal Hyde, who was checked when they dropped anchor up front. In behind them came Ryle Elite the inside, and 4 metres away is Twinkle Patron the outside of Bowers Best. And as Regal Hyde was checked, he found himself out 3 wide. Grain Store Flyer about to steady approaching the turn once again by 4 metres to Risen Star, who's had no luck in the run. Warmanbo the leaders back. 4th with cover now, Vicky Caramar, after working awfully hard. Kefalin Kim going well. 5th and 3 back on the rail, being trailed up by Ryle Elite. Fancy's Queen always handy the running line. Then Rabbit Lass on the outside. Bowers Best on the rail. Twinkle Patron second last, and switching back to the fence is Regal Hyde. They've got a lap to go at the 850. Grain Store Flyer, he leads out of the straight the final time. Out its wheel is Risen Star. Then Warmanbo the leaders back, trailed up by Kefalin Kim. Vicky Caramar's on a loose rein, followed by Fancy's Queen on the outside. Then Ryle Elite 4 back on the rail. 3 metres to Rabbit Lass. Then Bowers Best. Twinkle Patron second last, and last is Regal Hyde. Inside the 600 down the back, it's still Grain Store Flyer in front, held together by 2.5 metres to Risen Star. On the fence, Warmanbo. In behind them, Kefalin Kim needing ground. Vicky Caramar's on a loose rein still, followed by Fancy's Queen about to pull out. Then Ryle Elite, Rabbit Lass, Bowers Best, Twinkle Patron, Regal Hyde. 350 out before the turn. Grain Store Flyer still leads Risen Star by a metre. Now Kefalin Kim is able to angle one off the fence. Vicky Caramar's not going well, and Kefalin Kim is about to get out in plenty of time. Warmanbo needing a run, followed by Fancy's Queen, but Grain Store Flyer inside the 200 leads by a metre to Risen Star. Then Kefalin Kim down the outside, followed by Warmanbo, but Grain Store Flyer, he's pulling out sufficient. He's a metre in front. Risen Star is trying very hard, but Grain Store Flyer too good for them, and Grain Store Flyer leads all the way, wins a metre and a half to Risen Star. Third Warmanbo. Kefalin Kim didn't go out in the straight. Rabbit Lass ran home well. Then Bowers Best, Twinkle Patron, Ryle Elite, Fancy's Queen disappointing from Regal Hyde, and last Vicky Caramar. And before Grain Store Flyer, driven by Gavin Lang, takes out the last, and a soft win for him. Number 4, Grain Store Flyer, driven by Gavin Lang first. 6 second Risen Star, John Nicholson. Good performance by the mare. And 2 third Warmanbo, Peter Ward. 4.62 on the final event. Grain Store Flyer had to shake off the early challenge by Vicky Caramar, but after that, He was well rated by Gavin Lang, and the last favourite has been successful, Grainstore Flyer, by about 1.5 metres to Risen Star, whose performance has been very good, and third placing going to Warm and Bow. In behind them, Rabbit Lass working home well, disappointment being Kefellen Kim. The last favourite successful here at Moonee Valley, numbers...
Hello and welcome to the Livingston Hotel, Petersham. My name is Elio Curtin and we're on the corner of New Canterbury Road and Livingston Road. Right next door we have a TAB, and we've also got 9 card machines and a bistro. A bottle shop has very fair prices. We have bottle mart discounts once a fortnight, so come on down and have a nice beer at the Livingston.